Just before I start my video, I wanted to show you this image because I do mention it in the video. We're looking at the town of Eckley. You can see how big this place was. Look at this. It's like double the size then than it is now. But this is what I mentioned later in my video that I want to show you guys. I said that the Eckley Cemetery was almost buried by a Culm bank. Look at that. That's all Culm right there. See it? Right here is the Eckley Cemetery. You'll see this later in my video, and here's the breaker that created that huge pile. I guess they must have had to haul this all away because current images, none of this is there anymore. It's all gone. But yeah, as I said, here is the Eckley Cemetery right here. And it was, again, almost buried by a Culm bank from this breaker located in Eckley. More in a bit. Hello, YouTube. Looking at old images here on my computer, I find this very relaxing and very intriguing. What we're looking at right here is they used to call it Ashmore. It was a big roundhouse, which was later converted into the Beryllium Corporation. I don't know, I've heard rumors they were making heat shields for the Apollo mission. I don't know how true that is. Don't know. Can't prove it, can't disprove it. But this photo is like from 1939, and it looks like the place is abandoned at that time. And right here is the old coaling station. I remember that from being there when I was a lot younger. We used to fill this with coal and load all the cars. This line here that's going across this way, this is a remnant of the old DS&S Railroad. And I can see there's some remnants here too that it went this way. I'm not sure, which way it went after that because it's already joining with the other current railroads that were there at that time. But what really intrigues me about this photo is I can't find any information about this, but there's a town here. Now right here, this is Hazelbrook. That's what this is called, Hazelbrook. It was a big breaker here. You can see the big Culm bank they created. And but what I'm seeing here, this is a big town right here. Counting what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 20 some dwellings here are here. You can see them when I zoom in. I mean, this town is totally erased. There's no foundations here or nothing. You can't find anything here. And I'm not sure what this structure is right here. It's either a church or a school. I would guess a school. But as I said, looking at these older photos really intrigued me. It's fun, seeing what was compared to what is. This here is called Stockton number 7. And there's their school. That building is still there, by the way. It's been converted into, I think, some kind of a sportsman's club or something like that. But yeah, that building is still there in Stockton number 7. And all these other lines you see on the map, these very white, these are either roads or they're just people paths. Because it almost looks like, this is a train track here. It almost looks like the train would drop these people off and they would all walk back home or whatever. You see, they come up this way into this town. But I cannot find any information about this town. I don't know, is this Hazelbrook or was this called something else? I haven't the slightest idea. But as I said, it's just intriguing. And even here, too, up in this corner is a remnant of the old DS&S Railroad, right here. this way. So it came down, it came down, it came down, it turned right here, and there was an old bridge, a bridge here where it used to cross the Lehigh Valley Railroad, which is running this way. There's also a building here. I can see the shadow of it. Just one building. I don't know what that is or what function that served. I tried to find that with LIDAR and other visual aids, and I cannot find anything. But yeah, you could definitely see there was a building here by the shadow. Because if you compare it to other buildings, like in known towns where you know there's buildings, you can see that same similar shape, as you can see right there. So yeah, there was one lone building out here, but I have no clue as to what it was. You can see the shadow. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about maps and these old images. Really, really amazing. And then here's what that site looks like currently. That building would have been maybe right here where this hole in the ground is. It would have been right in here somewhere. I'm not really sure where. And you can see what's left of the roundhouse. The roundhouse would have been right here located. Yeah, right in this area. The coaling station, you can see just a remnant of the old yards coming in. The coaling station would have been right in here. That's been totally destroyed. There's like nothing left of it. They erased it from the face of the earth. There used to be a switching station here. I don't even see any remnant of that anymore in this image. I mean, it's just gone too. It's like they bulldozed it. Cannot even find like I said, like a remnant of it or anything. And then that town I mentioned earlier from that old photo, let's go flip back to that a sec. Yeah, let's go back to that old town I mentioned earlier, which I can't find the name of. It's right here. Note this little lake right here, because this is a power line. That power line is still here till today. It's still there. It goes right across this little lake. But yeah, and notice this big Culm bank right next to this town. Now let's go to let's go to a modern image now. There, as you can see, there's the Culm bank. There it is. Where's that lake? There's the lake. This is a power line, so that's all still there. But that town was all located in here, and it's gone. Totally erased. I mean, you don't even see a foundation or anything. And here's where that breaker was located, right there. And you can see how they were doing strip mining here. I'm guessing from looking at this line here that school was probably, or a school or church is probably like right here somewhere. Because that old people path line is kind of like still there a little bit. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. I like looking at old photos. And here's Eckley. Remember the town of Eckley? Eckley's right there. Their cemetery is in the strangest place on earth. It's right here. You zoom in on it. You can start to see the tombstones. Yeah, that's where the Eckley Cemetery is, out in the middle of nowhere in the strippings. This cemetery was almost buried by a Culm bank. I found a really old photo, and all of this was Culm. That they brought it like right next door to the cemetery. They almost buried it. It's a really interesting photo. I'll see if I can put that up and find it and put it up. But yeah, Yeah, this cemetery was almost buried by like I said, by a huge calm bank. And there's also one spot out here I'd like to go one of these days. But it's like a long walk out in the woods. There was a slope. There's a slope over in here somewhere. I'm trying to find where the hell it would be. I didn't even know that road was there. Yeah. The slope would be right here. Big slope. I see something here. Some structure. Definitely see some structure there. And yeah, the slope would have been right here. That's probably filled in. But I think when you look at this with LIDAR, it shows up. Let me check that with LIDAR quick here, see. Yeah. You can definitely see a structure there. No doubt about it. And you can see where the slope was. It kind of came down into here. Yeah, it leaves a clearly defined line. And this must have been the, right here, I would guess this was the cable house to run the cables down the slope. But yeah, that's the beauty, like I said, that's the beauty with LIDAR. It shows up these little details that you'd miss. Yeah, so there was a foundation here. And this was a slope, as I said. I want to visit this site one of these days. Check it out, see what's there. But it's quite the walk. I mean, wow. I mean, Eckley is way over here. You would have to probably, it looks like a good mile or so east of Eckley, like going across this way and then down. So yeah, that's quite the jaunt. But, yeah, I just want to show you guys a little bit about maps. Interesting stuff. As I said, the LIDAR is great because it reveals like roads, it reveals old railroad beds and such. You can see they had multiple tracks here. So, well, that'll about do it for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We'll see you again later. Bye-bye.